Hey everybody, Mazer here, and welcome back to another episode of The Small Table. We like to pride ourselves on providing you with respectable, honorable, quality content, and that is why today we're going to talk about farts. Yes, jeez. Fart jokes, especially fart jokes in movies, as you can tell by the title of this video. So, fart jokes in movies have a love-hate relationship. Most of them are very lazily done, and I don't find them very entertaining. For example, in the newest Ninja Turtles movie, we have a very lazy fart joke where they all get stuck in a pipe, they're all wiggling around, and then Mikey lets out a loud fart, and they all go, "Mikey!" And that is a good example of a bad fart joke. It's just a sound thrown in at a stupid moment to get kids to laugh. And it's fine if kids laugh, and that's cool, but you can do a fart joke right. Another, bad fart joke that I remember is in the second Scooby-Doo movie where they're trying to sneak past the monsters and Scooby just randomly farts. And it's like, oh, he farted, it's so funny. But I think the worst offender of a fart joke would be in the movie Sing by, I believe it's Illumination. It's right after they do the tryouts for the music, and as one of the guys was being chosen, he just starts farting for absolutely no reason. It's like a 20-second scene of him just farting and running and farting. It's like, yeah, come on. There is a way to do a good fart joke, and I will break it down. You see, a good fart joke, any body humor joke, bodily fluids or gas or anything, a good body joke needs to go through three stages. You need a setup, you need the delivery, and you need the outcome. Okay? For example, one of my favorite fart jokes was in the first Scooby-Doo movie where Shaggy and Scooby run into a banquet inside of a haunted house, and it's all fake food. And Scooby lets out a belch. Well, then Shaggy belches back at Scooby, so here's the setup, and Scooby lets out a real big belch, which leads to a farting contest. So you had the buildup, which is the belching that leads to the farting, and the farting just... it's really Matthew Lillard's dedication to the scene where he burps in his hand, throws it up, swallows it, and lets out a fart. But then he just twerks his butt right at the camera with a nice boom sound. And then he does this great leg kick while stretching to the sky. He kicks his leg, causing several fart squeaks. And then the consequence is when Fred, Daphne, and Velma show up and catch them in the middle of this. It's Scooby trying to tell him to stop, but Shaggy says, "I'm not going to stop till your fur falls off." And that's when he does the big twerk fart. Now you see, that's a good one. You had a setup, you had the action, and then you had the consequence. But we're not here to talk about Scooby-Doo, and we're not here to talk about bad fart jokes. What you want to know and why you are all sitting here listening to me ramble is, what do I consider the best fart joke in cinema history? Not just my favorite. I'm saying this is the best fart joke in cinema history because it goes through the three rules. You have a setup, you have an action, and then you have the consequence. And let me tell you what movie it is. It is... Down Periscope. Oh my God, this Kelsey Grammer comedy. I don't even know why I went to theaters to see this movie. It just looked funny, so I went to see it when it came out. I went by myself, and I was laughing tears throughout the whole film. Because right off the bat, we get a great joke about Kelsey Grammer getting "welcome aboard" tattooed on his crotch. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I'm strapped in. This is the kind of movie we're getting ourselves into. Well, halfway through the film, they're doing war games, right? So they send a nuclear sub after Kelsey Grammer's diesel sub. They have to go into silent running, which means nobody can make a single sound. Otherwise, the nuclear sub will pick them up on their sonar. And so they shut all the equipment down. They're just sitting there. They're just floating, right? And the other sub is right above them. And it's a very big, intense moment because Kelsey's entire career is on the line. And all the other characters are just waiting and watching and watching and waiting. And then, during all this, the camera pans through the hall and you see the submarine cook, a guy named Proctor, I believe his name was. And he has this big can of beans. And he's just chowing down. Then he gets his wide eyes. Okay, so we have the setup, which is the silent running. He freaks out. He's like, oh no, oh no. He lifts one cheek and just lets out this enormous fart. And what's even better is because they're in a submarine, it reverberates. It reverberates off the walls and echoes. And everyone in the submarine hears it. But then, on top of this, they cut to the nuclear submarine. And one of the guys the sonar guy has his headphones on. He goes, it sounded like an explosion. And right there, I mean, all their facial expressions and everything on the other submarine, they're very confused. But now we get to the third part, which is consequence. And this is why the fart joke goes above and beyond. We go back to the diesel submarine, and everyone starts sniffing the air. And one by one, all the crew members start smelling the fart. One guy just like kind of lays down, and he's just sitting there like he looks like he's about to pass out. Another guy just shoves things up his nose. But it was Kelsey Grammer's reaction because he starts sweating and he's trying his best to breathe through his mouth. And he exhales, but then he inhales through his nose, and then he just goes. And that's the best part. They can't say or do anything. They can't gasp or gag or retch because they have to remain completely silent. And you just see them all suffering so badly because of this fart. And eventually, after another hilarious skit involving dolphin and whale noises, the other submarine finally leaves and they're able to go off silent running. And Kelsey Grammer yells, get us to the surface so we can air the boat out. And someone shoved Proctor into a torpedo tube and launch him. Which you see Proctor in the background suddenly run away as two other guys want to go off to chase him. And see, this is why it's the best fart joke. It's during a very dramatic moment of the movie. You don't see it coming at all. Because you don't see the guy chowing down beforehand. The camera just suddenly pans in and then you see him in the kitchen chowing down. So it was unexpected. The reaction to hearing it, first of all, they could have just done a regular fart joke, just go, you know. But no, they make it echo. And then we see the complete confusion on the faces of the other submarine because there's obviously no explosion, but they hear one. But it's the consequence after the fact where everyone's suffering and sweating and so angry and unable to do anything. It's like your worst nightmare being trapped in a tin can full of like somebody's fart gas and unable to do anything for several minutes at a time. It's a wonderful scene. Look, I would show you the clip if I was able to, but I'm not because of copyright and all that. But do yourself a favor, YouTube down Periscope fart scene. Okay? I mean, it's better when you watch the whole movie to see all the stakes involved, but that is the best fart joke in movie history. There are a few runner-up, such as the fart scene in Blazing Saddles, where they're all eating the beans and you just constantly hear it. Anybody who goes camping with a group of guys, they can all relate to that scene. Again, great moment, because they're having this big conversation and you just hear toot, toot, toot. And then the camera pans out and it's just constant farting. And that one's very relatable for campers. And then I would say one of my third favorite fart jokes, that's another runner-up, is the one from Mighty Ducks 2. See, in Mighty Ducks 1, Goldberg farts constantly, but it's always quiet. And you hear everybody sniffing, and then they scream, Goldberg! Okay, that in itself is just a chuckle. But they pay it off in the second movie, okay? They tie them up to make them do teamwork, right? And then they start sniffing, and they all yell the phrase Goldberg. But then another hockey player goes, "It was me!" And now that was a great build-up, because we all knew a fart joke was coming because of the first movie. What we didn't expect was it wasn't Goldberg, but this other guy. And unlike Goldberg, who says it's not me, this guy is loud and proud. It was me! With a big smile, and he's so cheerful and excited to share the fact that he just farted in a group of other kids. Great, great examples, but nothing, my friends, nothing beats the fart joke and down Periscope, and you can quote me on that. Thank you for joining me on another episode of The Round Table. Your support means the world to me. If you have a favorite fart joke in a movie or TV show, please tell me in the comments below. I love reading everybody's comments. Please remember to like and subscribe. That always helps out the channel. And until next time, everybody, I am Mazer. This is VideoWulff Productions, where we post what we want. And we will see you next time. Bye. That's why you guys are here. That's why you're listening to me ramble. And, oh, shoot. Hey, no. Jesus, Jack! Get him outside. Get in this. Oh, it stinks. It stinks. Oh, damn dog. Oh, oh, God.
Remember Dad.
It is raunchy. I'm not stopping.
No, it's fine. You should have known better, though.
He did not give me any indication. He hopped on my lap. He started playing with the cat. I look over, and there's a big thing slowly falling out of his butt. I mean, he just popped a squat all over my nice floor. What's up? Are you laughing at the irony?
God, it's funny.
I was right in the middle of the explaining down Periscope. I just I'm sitting here, and I'm like, but here's why you're here. No.
I mean, I'm mad, but I'm also like...
Oh, you can't script that. You cannot script that.
Shall I close the door?
Please. I don't want any animals in here right now. Now I gotta compose myself. Jesus God.